G'day gamers, Ranger Tony here, back with more of our Neverwinter Nights 2 official campaign human archery ranger playthrough. Now, when last we left off, we have to go and meet up with Sir Grayson in the City Watch headquarters to potentially become a squire, because we have been charged with murdering all of the inhabitants of whatever that village was, Ember. Um, but before we do that, somebody pointed out something which, I'll be honest, I have put quite a few hours into this game, and I've gotten to this point in the game at least 4 times previously. I mean, I haven't gotten much further. Well, I have got a little bit further than this, but most of my playthroughs I didn't get too much further than this. I'd do a little bit of stuff in Black Lake District, and then, I'd get bored and go off and do something else. But somebody in the comments pointed out something which I had never noticed before, and that is we have room for one more person in our party. So who's it going to be? Let's go back into why can I not, yeah, the Sunken Flagon, and let's put somebody else in the party. Now, my first thought would naturally be Kelgar, because that means another fighter. So now we've got 2 animal companions and Kelgar, which we had through a lot of our playthrough, if you remember. As soon as I got my animal companion, we would have the 3 fighters would be Nulloch, Lean, and Kelgar up in the front lines, and then the rest of us, which would be myself, Eleni, and originally Nishka, later on Quara, now Chandra, would be in the back lines with missile weapons and or spells, and we would play like that. But we have an opportunity now. As much as I detest him, if we keep Bishop in our party, we'll get a 3rd animal companion, which will mean we'll still be at 3 fighters in the front line, but now we'll get an extra archer in the back line, so we're essentially getting 2 for 1. We're getting 2 new members of the party rather than 1. As I said, I absolutely detest Bishop being an evil ranger, and in my opinion, that shouldn't be possible. He's really just a fighter who, like, in the old days of rangers, any of their ranger abilities would be nullified if they weren't good. And I'm even willing to accept that maybe you could have a lawful neutral, true neutral, or chaotic neutral ranger. I'm not against those too much, but evil sort of is completely against what a ranger is. And so, frankly, Bishop should just be relegated back to a fighter, with, who knows archery, and he should lose his ability to keep his animal companion. That was always the big one, was why does your animal companion still hang around when you are evil? Because remember, this is also supposed to be a gift from the gods. It's not anything else, really. But I mean, I'm sure there's some people that look at it and say, well, the animal companion is just a real animal, which in some cases it was. Depends on the versions of D&D you're talking about. But for me, it just doesn't sit right. Having said that, I'm going to be an absolute hypocrite, because I am. See, there's 1. I failed to notice the 1 there. That's how many spaces we have left. And so, if I add Bishop, we've got a full party now. And not only do we have a full party, it's going to be just that much better because Bishop's going to cast his thing to get his animal companion out, which I think is a wolf. I need to double check his inventory. He's out of arrows. Well, that is a little bit annoying, isn't it? Let's give him a couple of stacks of those. And actually maybe a couple of those stacks. Because if anyone's going to go through arrows quickly, it's Bishop and I.
Yes.
But once we get to Black Lake, which is not long, we should be able to get an unlimited supply of something. I think it will be... because somebody here has an unlimited supply of +1s. I don't recall if it's this guy here, Rico. I think it is. No, he doesn't have the unlimited supply of any advanced arrows. We do want a composite longbow +1 for Bishop. Because at the moment, he's just using a standard longbow. Let's sell all of this stuff that we don't need. Interdimensional sphere. No, I should keep that. Damn it, can't sell those. We probably need something for you just in case you need to be healed. I'll give you those as well. I should give you those. Did we give... what the hell? How did he get stuck around the corner? How did everybody get stuck around the corner? We need to get rid of a few things here, which the best place to do that is actually back in the... what's her name? But I might just drop them in the street, to be honest.
I think it is time everyone marched behind me, your new glorious leader.
Yeah, let's swap that out. There we go. And we can sell that, and you've got an extra long sword that you don't need. And now you've got some ammo. We're all good. You know what? Let's just go down this alley here. And we will drop that, 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 and that. Very good. So we don't want that or that. And I don't want those or that or that. I'll keep the lesser restoration because they do come in handy occasionally. Not as much in this game as others, but at least so far, not as much in this game as others. What is that mithril chainmail doing? 5 and 4 is 9, but it's not enchanted at all. And that is basically 5 and 5, because it's 5 because that plus that. So that's 10. Yeah, I think I'll keep that. I could give the mithril chainmail to Bishop, but no, screw Bishop. Yeah, we identified you didn't have an unlimited supply of any type of enchanted arrows. And I really doubt there's going to be anything we want here out of other stuff. We've already got...
Yes.
Oh, I should have got a composite longbow plus. I should have maybe given the composite longbow to you, but no, that's fine. You're okay. You can use that. Okay, that'll do. Merchant District. I think. Have they? No, I suppose that is still damaged. It's hard to tell, but it doesn't look like it used to, so... Okay, I think it was Deacon who had a whole bunch of just +1 arrows, unlimited supply of +1 arrows, which I don't really want. So we'll wait until we get to the... I mean, we can't... The problem is at the moment we cannot go... See, it won't allow us to leave the city, so we can't go all the way back here to... no, where was it? Old Owl Well. We can't go back to Old Owl Well and buy more acid arrows. So we are stuck with coming here with what we can get in the city, basically, which isn't a major issue. We've got a lot of ammunition. But we have to remember, I go through it ridiculously quick, and I've lost my animal companion again. And for some reason, it turned off my rapid shot. That... Okay, an urgent matter came to my attention recently, and I think it's one suited to your skills. Thieves in Neverwinter were greatly weakened by your efforts at the dock. They constantly strive to reclaim their foothold here. It's come to our attention a group of them have put out word they are looking to buy equipment and supplies to continue their operations, notably thieves, tools, lockpicks, poisons, and more. So what do you want me to do about it? We think this is an opportunity to capture them by pretending to be a merchant and plying... I don't remember ever having done this before, because I think I'm supposed to have talking to this guy. We want you to take on the role of a noble, an arms merchant, who has come to the Black Lake district to sell goods from Arm. Much of the same goods these thieves have requested. The thieves will no doubt approach you, and when they do, I want them arrested. Won't I be recognized? I do not know if you have heard the description of you being passed around the docks, but suffice to say that no one will recognize you when they all seem to know of your appearance is a holy warrior, a discipline of the faith who is surrounded by a light so bright it burns the eyes. Despite your accomplishments, your legendary accomplishments apparently, I think there is little chance the reality will match the rumor. Fine. Excellent. You may keep whatever the thieves are carrying with them to pay for the goods. That should be more than enough to pay you for your services and time. I have marked in an empty estate on the map where I want you to go to wait for the thieves. Make contact with the watchman there and they will fill you in on the details. That's fine.
Blessings of Tyr be upon you. Sir Naval has told me of your predicament, and it so happens that I have need of a squire. This is unusual, to say the least. Usually prospective squires spend months, even years, proving themselves before they are permitted to enter the nobility. But Captain Brelena and Sir Naval both vouch for your character and your ability, and I have heard of your exploits in the city as well. Still, count yourself lucky to avoid years of caring for my horse and scouring the rust from my arms and armor. Your need is great, so I'll take you as my charge.
That's it, and I'm a squire?
Not quite so simple as that, but years of service will be passed over in your case. I am Sir Grayson Corrit. My sword is sworn to Nasher, Neverwinter, and Tyr, and it falls to me to teach you chivalry, so that you will not dishonor me overmuch as your knight.
What do you want to teach me?
The Brotherhood of Knights is one bound by the ideals of chivalry and honor. Without honor,
No.
a knight is nothing more than an animal with a sword. To be a knight is to lead a life of duty and responsibility. We are bound by a code that prescribes our every action. To be brave and valorous in battle against your enemies. To show no fear in their presence. To be just and righteous. To embody and uphold the laws of your lord and land, to be respectful to your enemies and kind to your fellows, to protect the weak and those who cannot defend themselves. All squires have these rules impressed upon them by rote and lash, but I suspect that you are mature enough to take the lesson without the cuffing.
I scoffed a little bit there because, in reality, yes, there was a time when knights did uphold a lot of those abilities, but there was certainly, I mean, I suppose as there are today, there were a lot of exceptions, and there was a time when a lot of those ideas, like a lot of our ideas of what knights were and how they acted, actually comes from writers hundreds of years after, who were romanticizing a lot. So there are some period documents from chroniclers, etc., who paint slightly less chivalric images of some knights. I understand. Okay, so anyway, let's continue on. I understand my duty.
Knowing the code of conduct is important for a knight or squire, but living by that code is paramount. To be a knight is also to live a life of service to your lord and realm. You will be expected to perform certain duties for the crown. Given your unique circumstance, these duties will be waiting for you after the trial. However, there is one observance that cannot be postponed: the vigil.
And actually, the other thing to mention is a lot of the stuff that he mentions that I need to do, I'm already doing a lot of that. My character is already showing a lot of those abilities. So, anyway, the vigil.
Your vigil is a time for reflection and contemplation. It is a sacred tradition. All who would become squires spend a night in the solace glade. You must spend the night alone, of course. Most choose to reflect on their vows or to ask the blessing of their gods. On the next morning, I will welcome you into our brotherhood.
Okay, I'm ready for the vigil now.
Come then. I will lead you to the solace glade.
Quora yet lives. You swore to me the Hostour would handle this.
We did and we shall. I merely wished you to be here when the ritual took place, so you can see it for yourself. Have you brought what I asked?
Yes. Here is a hair from one of the pillows she slept on at the academy. And here is a thread from one of her robes she left behind as well.
Excellent. Yes, these will do. I can begin at once. But I shall also need a drop of blood from you to power this ritual.
My blood? Why?
Only from the blood of one strengthened by justice can justice be done.
Very well, but this stinks of necromancy.
Nothing of the sort. Necromancy is so obvious. No subtlety. This is something much different. I am calling an elemental, fueled by Quora herself. A reflection, if you will. Drawing from the same fire, the same blood. I think she will find this Animus Elemental more than a match for her.
When will it be sent after her?
Patience, my lord. Where she walks, this elemental shall soon find its way there.
Every knight and squire of Neverwinter has touched this sacred ground. To Helm, to Tempest, to Torm, and to Tyr have prayers been given. Think on that. Think on the fellowship you wish to join. Perhaps clear your mind and think of nothing. I will return in the morning, and you will greet the new day as my squire.
See you in the morning.
Indeed, I take my leave of you and your thoughts.
Are you here? I can barely see anything out here.
Chandra, what are you doing here?
Look, the way trouble follows you, there's no way I'd let you come out here alone.
Thank you for coming, but I meant to stand this vigil alone. It's tradition.
You really believe this stuff, don't you? Maybe I was wrong about knights. Well, I'm training just like you are. My mentor told me to follow his lead, so here I am. If you think I'm leaving now, think again. Anyway, I doubt I could find my way back to Neverwinter in the dark. Plus, I wanted to see if any of the gods would want to inflict further punishment on you. Hey, did you hear something?
I didn't expect the girl to be here. We'll spare her the grief of crying over your corpse and kill her as well.
I'm right here, you know. Why don't you try?
Who are you and why are you bothering me?
We're the ones who've been sent to kill you, Squire. Try not to die too quietly.
Prepare to be eviscerated, fool! Lei me vogreni.
Oh, and I'm not using...
Solace Glade, huh? Talk about a poor name choice. Those men came out of nowhere. Don't you ever spend one night in peace?
It's rare, trust me.
I believe that. Hey, the leader there. He's got a ring on his finger. It's a circle with teeth or spikes.
Or daggers.
Could be, I suppose. It's hard to tell with all the blood. Here, you take the ring. I don't want to hold on to it. Look, maybe I better slip away before your knight returns. I don't want you getting into any trouble.
That's for the best. Thank you for your help, Chandra.
Sure. Actually, in some ways, it was kind of fun. Good luck. And hopefully when we see each other again, you'll be Neverwinter's newest squire.
What happened?
I was attacked by Luskan assassins.
No doubt they caught wind of our plan and saw this as their last chance to judge you as they wished. Either way, their efforts have failed, and that is all that matters. I take you as my squire and bind you to the service of the throne of Neverwinter. This title also admits you into the nobility. For truly, there can be no charge nobler than protecting one's home from those who would threaten it. Come, Nasher should be informed of your change in station.
Let's go.
Ah, Sir Grayson. A pleasure to see you.
It is my honor to serve, my lord.
What brings you here? You look troubled.
My lord, it has come to my attention that this man stands accused of murder and is to be given over to Luskan for trial.
What you have heard is true. Is that why you are here?
I am here because this man is my squire and must be tried by your hand and the will of the gods alone.
What is this nonsense? This knight has no squire.
I would choose your words carefully, Ambassador, lest I think you are accusing one of my knights of speaking lies.
I only hear the words of a man shielding a murderer.
Then let the accused speak. What say you? Does my knight speak truly? Are you his squire?
I am his squire, and I swear to serve Neverwinter faithfully and well.
Then it is true. That means this squire will be tried here, Ambassador, not within Luskan's walls.
There is no justice in this, but I was a fool to expect justice in Neverwinter.
Seeing that gloating smile strip from her face pleases me more than you will know. But this has bought only a little more time. Time we cannot afford to waste. We must find the truth of what happened at Ember, and quickly. But you cannot do so here. You have my leave to depart Neverwinter, provided you give your word to return for the trial.
Of course, Lord Nasher.
Travel to Port Last. Someone there can guide you to Ember. Then return with whatever you can that will prove your innocence.
It would be wise to speak to Hieromos in Port Last. He is said to be a fair man and vigilant of his people and the lands around. We'll see.
You are to be congratulated on joining the service of Neverwinter and its knights. Serve Neverwinter, and it will serve you. For now, go to Port Last. It should be marked upon your map. Once there, see about visiting Ember as well. Keep your resolve. I am confident you will expose the truth of this matter soon enough. And after this trial, I will have more duties for you.
Alrighty then. Exits out this way somewhere, I trust. Yes, there we go. What we might do... I was going to say, what we might do is go to the Black Lake District and check out the merchants there, but we are already... okay. Welcome to the Black Lake District, sir. I'm Sergeant Brockenburn, and it's a pleasure to finally meet you. You'll find this a quieter ward than what you're used to, I think. My men are an honest lot. We take no bribes and tolerate no disorder. Is the lockdown still in effect? No, nasty business that. We weren't able to locate the murderer, but now he'll surely escape the district. I've added more watchmen to keep an eye on things. All the same, the lads will feel better with you in the district, I think. We've all heard how you cleaned up the docks. You need any help finding anything around here, I'm at your service. Farewell. So, I know there are some merchants around here. Oh, I've got to... Most of my companions have disappeared. Well, not most, but... 2 of my companions have disappeared. So there's a merchant here. Who doesn't actually sell anything at the moment. Merchant here, who also doesn't sell anything. This guy, I think, is a merchant. Okay. Your name is on every tongue in the city, and each tells a more fantastic tale than the last. Tell me, do you hail from West Harbour, perchance? A dear friend of mine lives there. His name is Dagon, and he had a human ward who'd be about your age. Any friend of Dagon's is a friend of mine. I am his foster child. Really? Why, I knew Dagon of old before his passions dimmed and his wanderlust fade. We crossed paths now and then, even journeyed there for a time. Listen, I keep a store of secret goods. I don't offer them to the students, as they require a certain level of proficiency. But for Dagon's ward, I am willing to make an offer, and at a discounted price. So, he now has 2 inventories. His special goods, which is on number 1, and his regular goods, which are on number 2. And this is all part of the Blessed of Wakeen, I think. Yes, this one here. Blessed by Wakeen, the deity of coins and wealth, you have a soft golden halo about your head. Now, you can actually use this, but it doesn't... I tried it at the start of this episode, and it didn't seem to be working, whereas I'm positive I had used it in the past. Anyway, regardless of that, let's have a look at his regular goods first. A belt of agility +1, belt of frost giant strength, boots of hardiness, striding, braces of armor, cloaks, various types, gauntlets of ogre power, that's a +2, and a nymph cloak. Nothing there in the way of weapons. Right. Ah, an actual magic bag. So this one... Oh, no, that's not the... No, greater magic bag is what we want. Oops. No, don't want to buy that yet. I want to look at it first. No, there is a magic bag you can eventually get, which completely, like 100% reduces the weight of anything carried in it. We didn't look at this strange ring either, did we? It is possible to be sold. I don't think I'm going to bother getting one of those magic bags at this point. So let's see what he's got in his special stock. So these must be items that are designed to be used by particular classes. So this is only usable by a fighter, for example. I'm not going to go through them all. Wow. Arlek. 213,000, so I can't even afford this. This is a battle axe, so that'll be one-handed. Bonus damage, bonus fire damage 1d6. It's also +2, and it has dominate monster at level 17 once per day. Wow, okay. There is a lot. Axe of the Surly Woodsman. Gives you the cleave feat and adds +2 to strength and +2 enchantment to the weapon. Bonebreaker. Dervish Sword. I think I remember looking at this one other time. Yeah, it gives you whirlwind attack, which is quite nice. Falling Star. A short bow, which has unlimited ammo of fire 1d6. This is the sort of thing we're looking for, although I want a normal bow, not the other one. That's a club, I think. Yep. That's a sling. Bonus damage against giants. A short sword or a gladius. +2, and it's keen. Keen increases its critical. That's a spear, I think, or a halberd. Yeah, spear. 1d6 electrical damage. Gut Spiller is a kukri. Hammer and Nails, that's a crossbow, which does massive crits, so it does an extra 2d6 of damage when it crits, and it does bludgeoning damage. Very interesting. That's another crossbow, the Locust crossbow, which has unlimited ammo of +3. Yeah, not that great. Mockery of Mail is a warhammer that does 2d8 massive crits. Old Hickory is a quarterstaff with entangle on it. So Solar's Mage. Sturge, this is quite a nice rapier. Vampiric regeneration +5, so you heal as you take... Every time you hit them, you get 5 hit points back. I don't normally like that sort of thing, but it is useful for some people. The Bloody Hand is a falchion. The Dove, was that the bow? That's another short bow, which has Charm Monster and Charm Person abilities. The Slow Blade, what is this, June? But it means the slow blade because it poisons. Thunderer is a light hammer that does 1d6 electrical damage and can cause deafness. Very nice. Vendetta is a hand axe by the looks of it, yeah. Gives you the bonus ability of 2-weapon fighting, and it does an extra 2d6 damage versus humans. Alright. So none of these are longbows. There's no enchanted longbows with extra... Oh no. The Falling Star. I thought I said that was a short bow. 1d6 of fire damage. How much is that? 42,000. We can easily afford that. So we're going to buy that. And what we're probably going to do, this sounds weird, this sounds silly, but I think I'm going to give that to Chandra. Because then that way she doesn't need to carry any ammunition. She can just always be doing fire damage with it. Now, that might not be 100% useful all the time. For me, for my character, when I find a bow like that, probably a lightning one, I think there is one around, I'm going to buy it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my Elven Court bow on me, and I will switch out so that I can use the one with unlimited arrows all of the time, but if I come across an opponent that is invulnerable to lightning, I can switch it to something else. That is the plan anyway. What does that do? That is a ring, only usable by rangers, and gives a +2 bonus to saving throws to all of them. I am very much tempted to get that because I think I have... No, I don't. I have that Ring of Insight, but that Ring of Insight really isn't that useful to me. There we go. All right. Now, I think this guy has some... I can't remember if this guy has stuff or not. No. I felt like there was more than one merchant in here. This guy has something to do with that. Maybe there isn't. Maybe there is just the single... Oh, hang on. The other merchant might be down the hill. Yes, the other merchant I'm thinking of is down here. I forget that there's another area down here. Nobles. That's the painter. That's a city watchman. Church of Lathander. The Collector's Mansion. The Theatre of the Lake. Neverwinter Archives. That's the empty estate we have to go to for that other little submission, which I'm not too interested in at the moment. I was positive that there was another merchant down here somewhere who was selling stuff. Now I'm being proved wrong. Oh well. We need to go back and get the rest of the members of our party that we want. And then we need to head to Fort Last. Which is right there. Port Last, not Fort Last. Ah, we can come back to Old Owl Well if we want to buy the stuff there. In fact, Fort Lock, the Weeping Willow... Is that... No, that's West Harbour. We can't go to the Weeping Willow? We've done that mission already. I don't know why it would let us go back there. But we can go to Old Owl Well. We can go to High Cliff if we need to. Which we don't, but... Let's just confirm what... I'm pretty sure she didn't have any unlimited supply of ammo. Or if she did, she's the one who has the +1s. No. No. Okay. The reason why I'm thinking there was another merchant in Black Lake is because I'm positive that I found another longbow for sale that was enchanted. Like the one that I've got that has unlimited ammo. And I feel like there was more than one merchant who had multiple multiple inventories. Now, I could be thinking of someone further on in the game. Oh, here we go. Haven't saved for a while. Is she going to be a problem or not? She was talking to us earlier, wasn't she? Let's come in here because this is interesting. I don't think I showed this. Merchant Elemental. So Sand, because he's not in the shop anymore, has an elemental selling stuff for him. Mask of Death. What the? Death armor, Finger of Death, and Vampiric Touch once a day. Okay. Gargoyle Boots. AC bonus +2. Save Fortitude +3. And Stone Skin at level 7. 5 charges per use, which means you only get to use it once. Or is that 7 charges, 5 charges per use? Either way, it doesn't sound that great. Yeah, and he doesn't have any good weapons. I mean, I should consider buying more healing potions. But I like to live dangerously, so we probably won't. And strange enough, he doesn't have any magic bags. Right, let's get out of here. Back into the sunken flagon. And get our companions. Eleni and Bishop.
Listening, really?
Yes.
Should be selling that.
Everyone, follow me.
Yeah.
All right. Head to Port Lust. See what's over there. I don't remember much from here on. There's little bits and pieces that I definitely remember. And once we get our castle, which is somewhere around here, I believe, that'll be as much as I actually have ever done in the game. So, anyway, Port Lust. And here we are in the illustrious Port Lust. Watch where you step, you might get some of the local culture on your boots. Very funny. God, Sand, you hold your nose so high, it's a wonder you don't wear your hat on it. I don't even know what that means, my dear, but I'm sure as far as your local expressions go, it's quite quaint and charmingly ignorant. Oh, no, there's a merchant here, I think, which has multiple wares, maybe. Enough you to No, treat the locals with respect, Sand. It's no less than they deserve until they prove otherwise. We should find Heramus as quickly as we can. He can grant us access to Ember, and hopefully we can get some clues there. Asking some of the locals couldn't hurt either, after we speak to Heramus, of course. Agreed. They may have something, as long as we use simple words, we might be able to get some information out of them. I'll try to sort through what we find as we discover it, but check with me if you're ever curious about all we've gathered. I'll have a good sense for that when we have enough to bring to trial. All right. So, there is somebody we are supposed to meet. Got a feeling he might be in the Alliance Arms, but I'm not entirely sure. So that is one of the merchants, I think. Yes. Okay. What have you got for sale? So he's got arrows +1 and +2. Not going to buy any of them at the moment. Clengeddon's Wayward Axe. All right. Deepstone Progeny. It's another axe by the looks of it. Dragon's Breath is a halberd. Dragon Slayer. Dwarven War Axe +3. Bay Duster, I think, is a dagger or a short sword. Flail of Destruction. Hammer of the Beast is a warhammer. Ice Talon, a dagger. Just some standard longbows. Kukri there. Mithril Great Axe. Nature Side. North Wind Bow. Here we go. No, it's not what I was hoping. It gives you cold resistance. I thought it might have had cold arrows. Unlimited cold arrows, but it doesn't. A short bow +4. Spear of Withering, Stonefire Axe +2. Another Kukri. Temper Tuppence Ever Thrower. Unlimited fire bullets. A sling with Bindle Enoch Temper Tumpin based these weapons on one he supposedly saw a fire giant use, reportedly big enough to throw a donkey 300 paces. Questioning the accuracy of this account brings the predictable retort that you'll be sorry when a giant puts your ass in a sling. He's a funny man, that Bindle. I love some of the descriptions of weapons in this game. It is just truly amazing, the detail that they went to. Okay. Yeah, don't care about any of that. Let's have a look at your unusual items. Mad Gent's Boots. Remove blindness, deafness. 3 uses per day. Favor of Illumalura. Dexterity +4. What? No, sorry, what is that? Gauntlets. Okay. Lots of other things here that we can't use, although I'm sure some of our companions could, but they're all very expensive and I don't want to give them to our companions. A rapier. Ah, now this is a rapier that would be very useful for a swashbuckler because it gives you a bonus to intelligence and a +3 armor class bonus. Longsword, I think that's a dagger. No, it's a short sword. Okay, and it does cure moderate wounds. Black Stag Axe. Cure serious wounds. Bow of the Black Archer, 45,000. Unlimited +2 ammos. And it does bonus damages against elves. Now that is the sort of thing that Bishop would probably love, but I'm not giving it to him. magic shield, but it's a quarterstaff with deflection properties. All right. Plate piercer is a crossbow. Massive crits. Silken iron, I think, is a scimitar. Yep. +3 with a bonus cleave. Another falchion. The left hand, here we go. Gives you a parry bonus. And a bonus to armor class. That would be really good as a swashbuckler if you were going to be dual wielding. True crossbow. Regeneration +3. Okay. Verdant crescent, that's a scythe. Vile drinker is a two-handed sword. Whistling sling. White dragon bow. It's a short bow, damn it, but it does do cold damage. And quite frankly, you know, when you're getting that bonus damage, it's not too bad to be using a short bow rather than a long bow. But my guys have got, some of them have got proficiency in. I mean, I could give that to, actually I can't give it to Eleni. Because Eleni, as an elf, I think, only has proficiency in longbow, not... Oh, no, she does get proficiency in shortbow. Interesting. I could give that, I could buy that and give that to Eleni. Couldn't I? 51,000. I think I will. And I might then give the court bow to Bishop, and we will split the arrows between us.
Yeah.
Because the court bow is better than, yeah, attack bonus +3. There we go. Alright. So this must have been where I thought there was another bow that did had unlimited ammunition. I can't remember if this is where we need to meet this guy or not. It is. All right.
I'm surprised you have the courage to show your face here. A lot of people here had friends in Ember. If they find out who you are...
I'm not responsible and I'm here to clear my name.
You're free to conduct your business here, but you'll be watched. If you have questions, ask them now. I'm a busy man.
What happened at Ember?
Innocents slaughtered. The village burned to the ground. All done by you. My only regret is that Ember falls under Luskan jurisdiction, not mine.
Why are you so certain it was me?
There was a witness to the attack. You were described in great detail.
I would like to speak to the witness.
Out of the question. She's been through enough. And besides, you won't like what she has to say.
I need to speak with all witnesses no matter what they might say about me.
No. You can speak to her at your trial.
Luskan is a threat to you, isn't it?
Of course. The Luskans would lay claim to our harbor for their warships. Having secured such a prominent location, they could mount a swift attack on Neverwinter. Or Waterdeep, for that matter. They talk of a peaceful coexistence, but I know their words to be false. Luskan's difficulties with Ruithim may have come at a fortunate time. As long as Luskan is at war with their island neighbor, they cannot turn their attention elsewhere.
What do you know of Black
A
Garius?
Luskan archmage of some power. Not someone you want to cross. Like many of the Arcane Brotherhood, Black Garius aspires to rule, regardless of what harm it may cause.
I think you will find that attitude common among most of the Haas Tower, and Garius in particular.
What worries me is that he may succeed.
Why do you say that?
He's amassing power at a pace I dislike. I suspect his brothers are beginning to grow wary of him.
What makes you think so?
Followers flock to his side like vultures to a battlefield. 2 in particular keep me awake at night.
Which 2?
The woman Torio Claven and that giant Lorne.
Ah, and so the pretty little circle reveals itself.
Torio you might know as Luskan's ambassador to Neverwinter. A treacherous snake, that one. The other one, Lorne, lacks Torio's guile, but compensates for it with brute force. He's a savage fighter and extremely good with a blade. I suspect he handles most of Garius's dirty work.
What can you tell me of Port Last?
I'm no common magistrate with idle time to chatter about village life. I'll be happy to discuss the finer points of Port Last with you when you're no longer a suspected mass murderer.
I shall do what I can to clear my
So
name.
be it.
Farewell. Alright. I don't think any of those people are worth talking to, so let's come back out here. And I'm looking at the time. It hasn't been that eventful an episode, but this feels like a good time to stop the episode and come back later. We haven't saved in Port Last yet, have we? I think that's how you spell it. No, it's double L. Anyway, close enough. I thought it was double L, and I thought, no, I second-guessed myself, and I got it wrong. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. When we come back, we're going to go around the village, talk to everybody, make sure we get as much information as possible, and we do, I think, have to check back with Sand at some point to be sure that we're actually finding all the information that we need. So we'll have to just keep talking until he tells us that we're ready. Or, well, we can eventually go and look at the village as well, Ember. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you for the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye now.